Good one, man. Yeah. We on, baby.
Let's go out. You ready? Grab the wheel, keep it steady. When the lights go out, are you ready? Ready? Grab the wheel, it gets heavy. When the lights go out, are you ready? Are you ready? Grab the wheel, keep it steady, keep it steady. When the lights go out, are you ready? Grab the wheel, keep it steady. I plan for the worst. This is a gift from the curse.
Yeah.
My lights are so bright like Sunday in church.
Mike
On the
Dinger.
field of the court, I was given a work.
Mike, I'm hit you up, man.
But
We'll talk about hitting you up, man.
when your
I need
lights go, you better take from the game like lipo. So when they cut the lights out, you can still go. On your mark, are you ready? Get set, go. Now you know when your lights go out. Are you ready? You ready? You have the wheel, keep it steady. Keep it steady. When your lights go out, are you ready? Grab the wheel, keep it steady, yeah. When your lights go out, are you ready? Are you ready? Let them know we do more than just play ball, baby.
A little bit more than ball players, baby.
For the open doors, baby. When the lights go out, you better know we turn them back on, huh? Let's go. I love how that is. Yeah.
Oh.
When the lights go out, what's good? It's Thursday again, 8 p.m. We are back. They didn't cancel us. They didn't get rid of us. You know, we haven't rubbed too many shoulders the wrong way.
Not yet.
But yeah, it's Thursday. When the lights go out, every Thursday, man, check us out. Basically, a show about preparing people, young athletes, for life after the sport. A lot of the info that we give out, it doesn't just always deal with sports. So, you know, my hashtag always tell a friend to tell a friend, tell another friend. What's up, Swanee? What's up, Mike? Appreciate y'all jumping in. Listen, we got a dope show.
Bro.
You've seen the flyers.
Yes, indeed.
I'm hyped, man. My blood is boiling, man. I got the hair standing up. We're gonna get into that in a minute with our guest. Because he's in the back patiently waiting, man.
Boy.
So first, as always, my brother, how are you?
Oh man, you know, just had to rush down here, man. Hurry up, get on, man. We up there with practice, you know what I mean, with the kids, man. But I'm blessed, man, and I'm any day above ground is a good one, man. You know what I mean? And I want to, make sure everybody send prayers out to Fletcher's grandma, man. She's in the hospital, man, and I know your mom is there with her, and we just want to send you prayers, man, and good thoughts, man, and let you know that we right here with you, brother.
No, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. My grandma's probably the strongest person I know, man.
No doubt, man.
Everything she's going through. So just positive vibes, you know what I'm saying? We're going to stay positive about the whole situation.
No doubt.
But salute to you, man, and the Wolverines and the Swissville Braddock Wolverines.
Yeah.
And everybody up there had a scrimmage today. Seen a lot of young kids getting some good work in. So salute to you guys, man. And
appreciate it, man.
Salute to all the teams out there starting their seasons, man.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you this: Woodland Hills got a lot of young talent, man. Whoever's Tim's there or someone else, whoever's there in the next few years gonna win them a WPIAL championship, man. They got a lot of talent, bro.
Yeah,
a lot of talent, bro.
Yeah, just like my brother Chalk said, man. Prayers for the kids going back to school.
Yeah, no doubt, Chalk.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, there's a lot of talent in the area, man. It's just about cultivating it right, leading it in the right direction.
Right.
Having the proper skills to guide the young people, man. So
no doubt.
Salute to everybody that, take time out their day to help with what's going on out in the community in any which way possible, man. Ed, what's up, Ed? Salute to Ed. Appreciate
what's
you
up,
checking
Ed?
in.
Big Aaron, Big Beatty. What's up, brother?
Big Aaron. Every Thursday, 8 p.m. when the lights go out. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in sports. I do want to take the time out to say salute to my 1996 Woodland Hills football squad. Everybody who took part in the first WPIAL championship by Woodland Hills. It's actually been 25 years this season.
25.
So shout out to a lot of the fellas who played, Medee, Eric, Coach Tim Boster, high school coach at Woody High, man. My man Gordon Pierce, I just spoke to him. Yeah, Brandon Payne.
Khalid Johnson.
Tutu William Ferguson.
Raymar Hester.
Toodles, man, my man Toot Fawn Nanji. A lot of people, man.
Yeah.
You know, Coach Novak, shout out to Coach Nov, Coach Whitehurst, Coach Price, bunch of guys, man. You know, so it's been 25 years and it's time's flying, man.
Yeah, I was a sophomore in that squad, man. I think I might have been the biggest cheerleader, man.
Yeah.
But I was one of the just to sit back and watch you guys play. I think that helped us younger guys develop, man. I mean, you know, we looked up to, we had guys we watched on TV, but to see superhuman stuff happen right in front of you, man, in high school was crazy, man.
Yeah, it was an amazing ride, man.
It was different.
But salute to that 96 squad, man. We won the WPIAL. We didn't finish it off like we wanted to. Nobody has yet at Woody High, so hopefully that happens soon. But salute to that squad because that run was amazing. Shout out to Joe Sperduto, Joe Lafferty, Alvin Bryant. Man, there's so many names.
Larry Vogel.
Big Larry on the line.
Scoot, the kicker. Scott Henderson. Brady
Martin. Barry Crable. He was a young boy and starting on the line. Adam Gusky.
Yeah, you had a lot of dudes, man. There was so many cats.
Tory
Weems.
Tony Hoots.
Big Hoots.
There was a lot of guys, man, and not to belabor the point, man, but you know, I just want to salute those guys for that run because that run started a run that was unprecedented at Woodland Hills, man, and the things we were able to do and accomplish. And like you said, it kind of snowballed, man. You guys watched us work, and then just years later, man, just the amount of talent that's been produced by this area is amazing, man. So salute to the squad, man. I love y'all. We're going to get together, man. I'm thinking about how we can make something happen, man, because that run was amazing. While I'm saying all of that, there's two things that have been going on on social media. Number one is the crate challenge, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Because if you need a good laugh, if you having a down day, man, then you need some grown person who decided to be grown flip on their head, man. Yeah. Please, man.
I'm thinking about I'm setting up Delrico Field this Saturday. No,
don't bring the crates. Leave the crates at home. But if you need a good laugh, go check that out.
See, but think though, Fletcher, our generation, we use crates a different way, bro. We put them on poles, man. These guys setting them up, killing themselves, man. Now they got the ladder challenge. You see that?
Nah, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, look up the ladder challenge. They got a ladder and they got to climb it and see if they could climb it all the way up to the top. Cats is killing themselves.
Hold on, it's not leaning on the wall.
Climbing up the ladder, who can get up to the top and come back down? Yeah, go ahead. You're gonna see a whole lot of people's legs behind their head, man.
Young generation of drug users.
Yeah. I seen something, and I ain't trying to be grabbing it, but I seen this. I mean, it said, "My generation soul crack." They didn't do it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I said, you know, I think you shouldn't do neither one. I don't want neither, but there's a lot of drug using these days, bro.
Oh my God, and it's being used, which is sad. But if you need a good laugh, because those are adults that most of the time making decisions to go out there. Maybe I should have started with the less funnier story. But on another note, last week the Pittsburgh Steelers were playing. And as always, somebody's in the crowd with a phone, and we watched somebody get put to sleep at the stadium because of his woman, right?
Karen was all in it, boy.
Karen was all in it, and Karen got Dave put to sleep, man. And I'm bringing it up because there's a few things. I try to use everything as a learning point. Number one, this isn't the day and age. What's up, Michael Paul? Appreciate you checking out. This isn't the day and age to try to use that white privilege, female privilege, like you're not being recorded. Like you there's people out here now who not walking away from certain things. They will take and give you what you give them.
No.
So she said she took a better punch than her man.
No doubt.
So listen, as people with a platform, let's just be smart and think before we go talking to any and everybody with the craziness, man, because it's not safe, man. I know you might have felt you was tough and you was probably liquored up too many beers and got beer muscles, but you got your husband put all the way to sleep.
Went to sleep.
And it wasn't time to go to sleep. It was time to watch the football game.
Well, the thing is, too, that people were even saying it, like, because the way he got hit, it was violent. It was violent. He went to sleep. And people were like, no, she hit him first. Like, homeboy wasn't wrong. You know what I mean? It could have. Just think if it cameras. Just think there wasn't no camera though. They'd have.
Yeah, they've been the same lie because you can hear people trying to come grab him and get him out the stadium. And like you said,
Butler, what up, cuz?
Like you said, there's people on camera who saying, you know, it was her fault. She slapped his hand.
She smacked him. I thought she smacked him in the face.
Yeah. She had his hand up and he tried to remove the hand and then she slapped him. And then the restraint he showed also is another thing I wanted to point out because midway in the swinging, he caught himself.
Yeah.
And
because he blacked out.
Yeah, and I'm happy he did. I'm happy he caught himself so he didn't knock the female out because
he was moving her out the way. Yeah. He was like, chill. Like,
even though you may deserve it, it would have been worse on his end.
So Ray Rice
said, so we got to think, man. You 6'2" black man locks way down his back. You know what I'm saying? We still live in the world we live in, man. And we don't want you dealing with none of the craziness. So always think, man. Never go with the emotional reaction.
No,
think.
Don't do it.
Even though sometimes some people need it, man. As sad as it sounds, man, and sometimes that's the only way you learn is that you can't beat everybody. You're not going to do whatever you want. So hopefully it comes to some kind of resolution that both ends, you know, are okay with. But yeah, man, now that we coming out of COVID and they letting fans back in the stands and stadiums, man, even during the basketball season, man, fans
are getting a little out of hand.
I know it's short for fanatic, man, but you can't be going that crazy.
You can't act like a lunatic. That's the they go to the games, man. See, the thing is, man, you put liquor and sports together, alcohol and sports, man.
Listen, every Thursday when the lights go out, we've been trying to bring you a lot of different guests. The last 2 weeks we had the Life Mail STEAM Academy on. So if you got any 6th or 7th graders, man, go do your homework and find out if that school is good for you and your young people. What's up, Jeremy? Appreciate you checking in. Everybody that's on, man, appreciate you checking in. Tell a friend to tell a friend, share it, do whatever you got to do so more people can hear it. Because tonight, man, myself and Mark, Mark even more than me because our guest was around Mark a lot more when Mark was younger. And to be able to share some of these stories have been dope. And but we got an amazing guest, one of the best to ever do it in the WPIAL, West Virginia legend, Pittsburgh Steelers, Super Bowl champion, Jacksonville Jaguar. I mean, I could run down the whole list of comments. McKee Sport Tiger.
Woo!
I mean, and I can't wait to ask him who he thought used to ball out for Woody High when he was playing because we got stories. You know how people go, they tell us, I was nice. No, we're going to ask the competition if you were nice, man. Listen, every Thursday, 8 p.m., when the lights go out, man, listen, we want to welcome, without further ado, one of the greats, one of our idols, one of the people we looked up, Mr. Super Bowl champion, Mike Logan. What up, Logan?
What the deal, man? Hey, hold on real quick though, man. Y'all been talking a lot of Woody High right now, you know, on the screen. And I'm sitting back here like, hold on, man. I see the Wolverine jersey in the back right now. You know what I mean? So y'all got the hair on the back of my neck standing up right now. I'm ready to come down to the Wolverine, put on some pads and get at it. I heard you say Big Beatty on the line. I mean, what's up? What's the deal?
Listen,
what's the deal? So you know this is love because you know that Tiger coming up out of me. For me to come on with the Wolverines, y'all know it's love.
Supposed to. As it, look,
know it's
if
love,
everybody
right?
can see it, I start getting them.
No, man, appreciate y'all brothers having me on though, straight up.
No doubt, salute, man. We
blessed, man.
We talked about it, man. Mark reached out, man, connected the dots, Mike, man, and we appreciate you so much, bro.
That's little bro, man. Appreciate y'all and what y'all doing, man. The forum and what y'all doing. And, you know, I tuned in before, man. Check y'all out. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to jump on earlier, man, but I just been going through some stuff. You know what I mean? And, you know, life happened to everybody. They think celebrities and professional athletes are exempt. Nah, bro. We go through it just like everybody else. I actually had COVID last year, man. It kind of knocked me out, big baby. But yeah, man. So, you know, I got a testimony just like everybody else, man, and been going through it. So when little bro hit me up and was like, man, I want you to jump on. It took a little time, but you know it's love. You know I'm coming on. So we here now. So let's do it.
Yeah, and I said, like I was telling Fletcher, I sat down last week with your dad, man. I had lunch with your dad, and you know, it was great to sit down and talk to him and get some insight from him, and you know, he shared some great stories as well, man. But it's always a blessing to sit and listen to, you know, his knowledge, the knowledge that he got, man.
Man, listen, with my dad and Doc, with your pops, man, like growing up for me, I always had an extended village, man. I always had an extended village, and even though Wilkinsburg was our rival, you know what I'm saying? Kim Burke, they used to come over here, Mike Germ, all them boys, you know what I'm saying? I used to come up there, they used to be trying to say my name under the hornet's nest, you know what I mean? To get me, you know, try to intimidate me. Yeah. I used to walk through, man, and if it wasn't for your pops, you know, people like your bro, man, showing genuine love just on the strength of, you know, the relationship, man. You know, I don't know if I'd have made it through, but, you know, I appreciate it, man.
No doubt, bro.
Now, listen, it's amazing. And one of my guys, Dennis Thomas, you know, he reiterated it, you know, extended village, man. Like, we don't do this without a whole bunch of other people around us, man. And if you don't recognize that, if you don't cherish that, if you don't appreciate that, you know, it'll never come to fruition, man. All the things that you may want, if you don't give the love that's extended back to you and from the people who helped you, man, then, you know, what's the point, man? So salute to everybody who was in your corner, man, to help you along your journey, because along your journey, it allowed for young people like myself, even though we didn't go to the same school, it allowed for us to dream as well. Like, he's right there. You know what I'm saying? Right. McKeesport is right there. We get from the Hills to McKeesport in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like right there. And the burg ain't but so big, so you could go out to the local ice cream shop and run into Mike Logue at the ice cream shop. And so for us, man, just seeing other cats do what you did, man, it was amazing. And I salute and thank you, brother.
Hey, listen, I gotta harp on this, because this is the epitome of who I am as a person. I had so much love and so much support. I mean, from Little League all the way up. Little League, West Mifflin Trojans, McKeesport Tigers, Jacksonville Jaguars, Pittsburgh Steelers. You know what I'm saying? I had genuine love around me throughout my whole career. So you're talking about, I'm coming in Wilkinsburg, I got people in Wilkinsburg. I go to Homewood Field, I got people in Homewood Field. We playing in Duquesne, I got people in Duquesne. Go to Homestead, I got people in Homestead. So I've always had a village around me and support everywhere I went. Every place that I went to, I had support, man. And you know, that goes a long way into me being able to achieve my goals and success, because I had so much support around me.
No doubt.
Listen, every Thursday, 8 p.m. when the lights go out, we got one of the legends in the building, Mike Logan. We're going to discuss a few things. You know, you went off to WVU for college, and being the homegrown Pittsburgh guy, I just want to know, what was the one thing, because you know I'm from Pittsburgh as well, and you know, you got those coaches in your house and letters all the time. So what makes you go to West Virginia and not Pitt? What's one thing that West Virginia says that gets Mike Logan to come to WVU?
Check this out, and y'all might not even believe this, yo. Straight up, Pitt did not offer me a full scholarship.
Wow.
What? What?
Yo, so just how y'all feeling right now, that's exactly how I was feeling in the port. So let me give y'all the story. So we in the port, right? Because I moved from West Mifflin to McKeesport. My mom got a job. We moved, you know what I'm saying? So I go to the port. Get over here, you know, they got their main staples here who've been with Little League. They rocking with them, whatever. So Coach Smith said, listen, just buy into it. You're going to be playing on Saturdays, bro. I'm like, cool. Have my career, you know, at McKeesport. So I'm thinking, I'm homegrown. I'm thinking just how y'all thinking. I'm going to Pitt. That's all I done dreamed about my whole life. Dan Marino, Tony Dorsett, you know what I mean? I'm going to Pitt.
100.
So Coach Smith says, hey, we got Sal Sinceri coming in for Pitt, recruiter. I'm like, cool. But he said they only got one scholarship for McKeesport athletes. So, of course, I think that's your boy. I think that's me. I'm walking down. You know, I skipped physics class. I'm walking down to the office, going to the coach's office. He said, I'm sorry to tell you, but they here to recruit Jason Chavis, who is an All-American linebacker for our squad. So I'm like, what? You know, not to shade him, but my feelings just hurt for real. I'm crushed. You know what I mean? I'm like hurt. So that was a hurt piece. So as I was sitting there, I'm talking to Coach Smith while Sal's talking to Jason. And I said, man, who's their biggest rival? I said, who's Pitt's biggest rival? And he said, well, West Virginia got the backyard brawl because, you know, they right down the road. I said, I'm going to West Virginia. I'm going to kick their ass for 4 years.
And
bro.
you did
You
too.
And I was undefeated against Pitt, but I always held that in my heart because, you know, when you're a little kid, your dream is to play for your hometown college. If you can go to the professional level to play for your hometown team.
Right.
And I had the hometown team on the professional level, but I didn't get it for the collegiate experience. And that hurt me, man. That was a little hurt piece for me.
Hey, but Mike,
it is what it is, man.
But you remember, I don't know if you remember this, man, but I remember this. I can see it. It's so clear to me. Y'all beat Pitt, and I was down to O, and I remember you pulling up and you had a cutoff shirt on. You was talking like messing with all the Pitt boys and stuff talking. I remember that.
Yo, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Everywhere I went, it was always love. I never had no animosity or people from a different neighborhood or team or anything just try to, you know, do anything to me. I always had genuine love throughout. So even when, you know, I got a claim or anything, people would see me in different spots in the city like, Lo, that's you? And I'm like, yeah, what's up? What's good? You know what I'm saying? Because just the familiarity of being home and having that comfort of knowing that people was looking out for me. And even if somebody was starting some beef or something with me, I had support like, yo, that's Lo. He good. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, when I played against Pitt, I had some boys on the squad. Of course, I'm coming up to the O to get my grub and everything. I was there. I was up there before the game in Oakland, chilling, walking around, and after the game, man. And it was still love. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, truthfully, man, I truly been blessed to be able to have all of these experiences in my hometown, man, because it's truly been love. And one of the things that I tell people, because people are always like, well, you know, you friends with Jerome Bettis and Hines Ward and Troy Polamalu, you know, Plexico, them was all your dudes, but they like, you were still with your homeboys that you know what I'm saying, came up with. And it wasn't no, you know, I'm trying to keep it real and doing all that stuff. It was genuine love that I had through the relationships that I built with these dudes from Little League all the way up to high school, and nothing going to change that. No success, no failures, nothing was going to change that. And that's what I preach about to these youngins, man. You build relationships with people that will have a bond that will never break. And the dudes that I chucked it up with when I was younger, I mean, from Whitaker Projects all the way to Hawkins Village, the Crawford Village, I still chop it up with them dudes to this day.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. That
he said from Hawkinsville to Crawford.
The thing that, you know, when we talking to young people that, and Mike just transitioned into it real smoothly, is that, you know, we went to, you go to college and you could get a degree. You could go off to be in some trade school and you get your certification. But along that journey, if you're not building relationships with people that can stand the test of time, that you might be able to lean back on and get some answers and use as a resource and continue to use it and, cross the bridge and be able to come back and forth, then what's the point? Like, because the degree does you no good if you don't build relationships along that way. So when we on our journey, no matter, the three of us, we play ball, but no matter what your journey is, man, try to get to the point where you're building positive relationships so that bridge can be a two-way street bridge. So when you need to go reach out to Mike, you haven't burnt the bridge of working with Mike. When I need Mark, I could reach out to Mark. So, that was sort of some of the things that we were, going to touch on, because like you said, your bridge may be a little wider, and come with a little bit more people who we know, from being professional athletes.
No doubt.
But we all come across people that we're going to need in the future, that has resources for us in the future. So along our journey, let's make sure we keeping that in mind, that we might need this person 10 years from now. Because when I seen Troy mention you in the Hall of Fame speech,
I was big.
Like, for me, that touched me. I'm like, damn. I wonder what Mike feels right now, because to have that from a Hall of Famer speak your name, like some of the things that y'all talked about, some of the ways y'all built, it's like it really rubbed off. And for him to say that, I'm at home like, man, I wonder what the big homie is thinking about right now, man. So bring us all into your mind for a quick minute on what was going through your mind as Troy mentioned you.
That's big, man.
Man, bro. I mean, truth be told, man, I was just taken back, man. I almost, had to ask myself, like, did he really say my name? You know what I'm saying? Because we had so many great teammates, and we had such a great team and bond throughout that whole run that we had, in the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 2000s, man. We had a special relationship, because we obviously played the same position. We had to be competitive, but it was always competitive in love, man. And for what he said, I was able to give to him, as far as the humility and being able to help him with certain things to help shape his career. He helped shape my life, because my football life and your real life is two different things. So you could be doing whatever you're doing on the football field, and your real life be a whole straight mess. And I was in plenty of bad positions when I was playing ball. One was, dealing with injuries and really not being on the football field a lot. So he helped me through that process and was there with me through that, even though he was coming for the position I was playing, and he was the replacement for the position I was playing, but to still encourage me to fight through that adversity, to come back and play, because I even came back the year after we won the Super Bowl just because I got injured in the Super Bowl. And if it wasn't for his encouragement and friendship, I probably would have retired right after that, because I could have ran off into the sunset on the Super Bowl victory and all that. So when he mentioned my name, though, it just put me back into the locker room. It took me back to St. Vincent when we would have conversations just about family and about his faith and about his spirit and how his work ethic was and everything. So I was just like, whoa, you never know the impact that you have on someone, no matter who they are, what they become. You never know what you say to them on a particular day will get them through and maybe help them accomplish something great. So it just let me know that that authentic relationship we had off the field meant more to him than I ever even known. I felt like at some point that I didn't even help his path, you know what I'm saying? Because we just chopped it up as teammates, you know what I'm saying? We just chopped it up as homeboys, you know what I mean? trying to get each other through training camp. You know how that is when you're going through training camp.
Right.
Every athlete that went through 2-a-day practices and training camp said, man, I don't know if this is for me. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know
I don't know if I want to keep on doing this route. You know what I'm saying? So when he said my name, I just, man, you should have seen me, bro. I was like, listen, hey, I was so emotional. I had to like bring myself back. You know what I'm saying? Because when he said it, I was like, Logan. I was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? I was like, he just shouted me. Then my phone started blowing up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was calling me and texting me like, man, do you know Troy just said your name, bro? Like, you know, I know y'all was teammates, but I ain't know the love was like that. So, like I said, man, every relationship that I've ever had, you know what I'm saying? I hope that I've invested something into that person to where they're at their most glorified moment, they would be thinking about me. You know what I'm saying? That lets me know that the purpose that God put me here for is being, you know, lived out through my actions.
But that also shows that y'all had a lot of like team leadership, man. You had leaders on that team, and I think that's one thing that the you know, the Steelers in the most recent years, I should say, lacked. Like you guys, you know, you, JB, you know, some other guys like Big Casey Hampton, you guys seem to have control of your locker room, where to the younger guys, the younger generation, you know, once James Harrison them left, man, it seemed like no one ever stepped up. You know, I never seen Ben as a big time, you know, talker or anything like that, but that's some of the things that these younger guys, the younger generation, as far as the Steelers locker room just lacked that leadership, man, that you guys had, and I think that's big.
Right. We definitely had leaders in our locker room, but we also didn't have social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, social media. These Twitter fingers, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, we handled our stuff in-house. Like Coach Coward told us, listen, I'm the head coach. I'm not y'all teammate, so I shouldn't have to come to the locker room. Like Coach was like, I don't even want to come to the locker room because what y'all do in the locker room is before the players. That's where y'all build y'all camaraderie. Y'all grown men. Y'all have some fun, but as long as y'all be where y'all supposed to be, as long as y'all handling what y'all supposed to handle, and when y'all leave out of here, y'all got to do the same thing. And we gonna hold you accountable. So we was like, nothing that we did, and we was out there too. We had fun. We
hey Mike,
did our thing,
Joey, you know, Porter and Ike Taylor would have been all on Twitter.
Listen, it would have been a whole mess, but at the same time, we respected one another as players, and we knew that everybody on that team was shooting for a particular goal, man. So when we had stuff happen, and a lot of stuff did happen, we coaches ain't even got to say nothing. We in there early. We having a meeting about it. We ain't trying to throw nobody under the bus or nothing like that. We trying to lift them up. I think that's the whole problem with the NFL. When somebody gets in trouble, they distance themselves from them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I'll give you a perfect example, man. Antonio Brown, his legacy in Pittsburgh now is tainted. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff that he did on the field and did, you know what I'm saying? It's tainted. I mean, he still got a legacy, you know what I'm saying? Because he still put in that work. But how can you not have someone in one of the most storied franchises in the National Football League come and get a grip on that dude? You know what I'm saying? And say, listen, we legacy building here. You know what I'm saying? And just not trying. Our thing was, we wasn't trying to show nobody out or act like we had more power than the next person. We was like, listen, you damaging yourself, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't gonna let you do that, because you could have been one of the greatest ever. You know what I'm saying? On the path he was going, he could have been one of the greatest ever. So the difference between that, man, is just we just cared about one another more than we cared about promoting ourselves. And with this social media, I mean, and they getting money for it, I can't knock it, but it's more self-promotion than team promotion. We never, when we were on Monday Night Football, they didn't say, you know, Hines Ward and the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jerome Bettis and the Pittsburgh Steelers. We was just the Pittsburgh Steelers. Even though we had superstars, they still identified us as a group. And we heard that and we knew that. Like, listen, Listen to this. We used to go to Vegas every year for Jerome Bettis' birthday, right? Go to Vegas for a few days. They let us have the Palms Hotel. We fly to Vegas and then fly first class to LA for a party, right? Now this was my third. I think I had just got hurt or whatever. I'm coming in. We walking into a party, man. We walking into different restaurants and everything. People treating me and shouting my name out like I was Jerome Bettis. Like we all just carried ourselves with that, aura that we a team. So they treated the first team dude and the last string dude the same.
That's deep.
We had the same love, man. So there wasn't no animosity. There wasn't no jealousy of anybody being self-promoted. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what made our bond even tighter.
That's deep, man.
Listen, I know, and we appreciate everybody commenting. Keep commenting. We'll try to splash them on the screen so Mike can read some of them.
Yeah.
Everybody shouting out. Big Low, you know what I'm saying? Lee Davis feet shouting you out, man.
Hey, that's what's up. And listen,
everybody, listen.
I'm going to go back and watch this and replay it and shout everybody out. I like the interaction. They know I love the love. So
yeah.
Put questions in there. If we don't get to them tonight, I'll answer them later,
No doubt.
And that's all this is. We try to bring people on that we know who gonna give some real answers to our people, no matter what it is. There's something always, like when you could peel back the layers, there's always a nugget or two in there that you could take back with you. And one of the things that Kobe said, Mike would say, head and shoulders moniker. What is it? You only get one chance to make a first impression.
Yeah.
So like that's always big to me, because we know in our profession, in our sport, the camera's always on you. So everything you do on the field, it's somebody's watching you. The coach in the middle of the game, the coach just going to ask you, did you do what you're supposed to do? And you can lie and say, yeah, but when we go back and watch the film, we're going to see that you didn't do what you were supposed to do.
Right.
So we always when you get a chance, like Mark's coaching the young boys, and there's a lot of coaches out there, and there's a lot of young people who need led in the right way. So that very first time of that interaction with whoever it may be, I'm talking about young people right now, remember that's going to be your first and only time that you get to make a first impression. So that kind of thing is big, man. So to hear you talk about your relationship that you built with Troy, and it was way beyond just a football thing. We could talk about our family. You can talk when I'm in my good moments and when I'm in my dark moments, because especially as Black men sometimes, and we grew up in amongst a time where if you said anything about your feelings or anything, you were soft. If your mental was off, you were soft. That kind of, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. So just to hear, you talk about the love that you receive, the love from the neighborhood, from the community. Because I always say that, Mike, when I come home, no matter what neighborhood I go in, no matter what grocery store, no matter gas station, I always see somebody that's like, what's up, Fletch, man? It's good to see you. And you can feel the genuine love, man. So I know exactly, not on your scale, because I ain't keep the NFL jersey on that long. but I do know, like, when you pull up and that genuine love, man, from the community is nothing like it, man.
Listen, though. Love is love regardless.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Love is love regardless. And that's the realest I can say, because truthfully, man, love ain't measured. Like, you don't love somebody a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Right. You don't love somebody. You genuinely, if you love that person, you love them. So to you, to the people that you're talking about, you are in that jersey just as much as I am in that jersey, and just as long as I am, because they showing you the amount of love for the impact that you had on their life.
Right.
So it's the same, bro. It's the same. You know what I'm saying? So the people that run up on you, they genuinely love you, and they showing you the amount of love that you generated through the relationship and bond you got with them, man. It's truth.
Yeah. Mike Cobb got a question for you, Mike. He said, let the people know what it felt what it felt like to really live a dream playing pro ball for your home team and get in the ring.
Man, bro. So I had to makeshift where I was doing this interview at, because normally I would be down in the office with the Lombardi trophy behind me and all my game balls and everything. I might run down there and show y'all real quick.
You can.
But I had to go up there because the missus is working from home, so my man cave got turned into an office right now.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? With COVID. So, but to tell you the truth, man, the best thing about being able to come home and win a Super Bowl championship is to come back home and do it, because the feeling that you get when you're around people that knew you coming up, around people that see you on a daily basis. Like I coached high school football at U Prep for the last 9 years. You know what I'm saying? And for those kids to be able to see someone who achieved the goal that they're trying to achieve firsthand and be able to touch me every day, see me every day, speak to me every day, that's the genuine success that I got out of it. Now, the hardware is nice. Don't get me wrong. Get you into some clubs when you're in New York and Vegas. You ain't got to wait in line. I can pull that ring out and do that. That's love. But the feeling that you get when you're able to show these young people a true, genuine success story of the dream that they're chasing, that's the greatest feeling of it all. That's like me touching the Lombardi. They get to see and feel me in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? That's the feeling. So the feeling is like when you have your child the first time and you get to hold the baby in your arms. You know what I'm saying? That feeling right there is the feeling that I had to be able to come home and win a championship with the team that I grew up idolizing as a kid, man. I mean, it's really, really hard to put into words the gratification that I have in my heart for being able to accomplish that dream.
Man, listen, that's super dope, man. Listen, bro, I had them dreams. So to hear somebody I know live it up. See, this is what I'm good. I'm good at taking when all my friends and everybody else get successes. I'm good at if my friends did it, I did it. So to see you do it and to hear you tell the story, man, is dope.
Right.
Listen. I got inducted into the West Virginia Sports Hall of Fame, right?
Congratulations.
I told them, appreciate it. I said, in my speech, man, I said, I can't give y'all a Hall of Fame speech. I said, I'm just genuinely have to give y'all a thank you speech. So I said, you got to bear with me because there's so many people who I didn't just do it for myself. I did it for so many others who had dreams and goals who, for whatever circumstances or reason, wasn't able to do it. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I took my little league picture that we took when we went down to Florida as Mighty Mites after we beat Wilkesburg in the championship. You know what I'm saying?
I still remember you beginning
of that out there. You know what I'm saying? Got to throw that out there. But I took that picture with me wherever I went. I took that picture up to Detroit with me when I played in the Super Bowl. And that night, man, I just paid homage to all them dudes. I'm talking about Drac. You know, because Drac came over and played with me in West Mifflin. Yep. Dan Jeffries came over from Houston and played with me. You know what I'm saying? D. Williams, D. Black, you know what I'm saying? Yep. All those dudes, Jerry Cole, you know what I'm saying? Rick Marone. I was like, yo, we all talked about this, right? And I was the one who was fortunate and blessed enough to accomplish it. But this was all of our dreams. So I'm doing it for us. You know what I'm saying? Because I was granted the blessing from God to be able to do it. It could have been any one of us. For whatever reason, that favor was on me to be able to do that. But I couldn't say that I didn't do it for all of us, man. I did it for all of us. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's wild because I seen Rick Marone the other day, man. He came down to the Steelers training camp when I was doing a little Q&A. And I hugged that dude, man, and we chopped it up just like we was out there at Locust Grove Field. And I was like, man, he was like, man, I'm so proud of you. And I said, bro, you're so proud of us. You're so proud of us because you was a part of this, man. And I did this for you. I did this for me. I did this for the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's truly it's truly one of them once in a lifetime things, man. To be born and raised in Pittsburgh. I was born in St. Clair Village. I don't know if a lot of people knew that. I was born in St. Clair Village on the south side. You know what I'm saying? So I was born right in the city. Then my grandfather worked at the J&L Steel Mills on the site of where the Pittsburgh Steelers practice at now, over on the south side. My grandfather was the first African-American safety manager at the J&L Steel Mills. So every day I went out to practice, I practiced on the soil where my grandfather got his hands dirty. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how much, you know what I'm saying, feeling is in that? So I had to do that for him. I couldn't say this is an individual feat or accomplishment. There ain't no way, bro. I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. So this is for us, bro. That's why I wear my ring out a lot, so I can show people and let them see it and feel it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's bigger than me.
See, I seen you as a, you know, I was young, so I was 5, 6 years old watching you and my brother battle, man, and you, my brother Charlie Batch. There was a whole, like, Mike Germ. There was so many cats that came through that era, man, to play ball, man, and to see y'all go from the little league to the high school. You know, play against them guys in high school and seeing you switch your jersey at halftime. A lot of people don't know that. Mike switched his jersey at halftime. Was it 31? Number 31?
It ain't the irony that I had switched to 31, yo. That's so crazy, man.
That's deep. I remember that, Mike, as a kid, man. But you know, I know Fletch got a question for you, far as you know, with the Woodland Hills, and he's itching to ask you this one, man. So I'm transitioning this. You know, we seen you play in high school, man. Like I said, you know, I had a lot of guys that I idolized and pushed me. You know, my brother, of course, first and foremost, but you and Mike Keys, a whole lot of cats. There was a lot of cats that I was come up under. I didn't really have to watch the NFL on Sundays because I watched you guys. And even this dude, this brother right next to me, I grew up with him, but he was a couple years older than me. He was a guard on the field too. So, you know, it was a beautiful thing watching y'all play ball, man. And
you remember that Gibb? I ain't mean to cut you off. I see Gibb put that up there. He seen that firsthand. That switched to the 31.
Yeah, man. Shout out Big Damone. Shout out. There's like one of the things that's crazy is, you know, Deion Sanders always uses the mantra, and I kind of incorporate it with, even when I'm talking to young people about their daily life, even if they're not even in sports, but the look good, feel good, play good mantra. I think this generation is taking it overboard, though, because
they want more likes than yours.
Because now it's more about like, I'm going to look cool not playing on the sideline. How, like, Mike, tell me, come on, Mike.
They want more likes than yours.
I watched the young boy have 13 wristbands.
I seen that.
Listen. Hey, like when we used to go to Homewood, they had 6 thigh pads and they
double thigh.
Facts. You know it's facts.
Hey, I respect the double thigh pads, but
man,
these young
boys used to come out with all them thigh pads. I said, man, they thighs ain't that big, man. No, but straight up though, seriously, you know, when at UPrep, I told these boys, man, listen, all that Instagramming and Twitter and Facebook before the games, y'all did that. I'm not for that. Like y'all have your phones after the game. If we win, then y'all want to celebrate and do with all that. I'm on the same mantra. Look good, play good, feel good, play good. I'm on that. But at the same time, man, y'all boys is worried about too much of how y'all look and how much y'all and not enough about y'all execution. So this is what I did. Look, check it out. This is my coaching thing. Y'all got huddle. Y'all want to put all y'all highlight tapes together, right? Y'all want me to send them to all the coaching connections that I got. I said, no, I'm sending them video from the whole game. We ain't taking the highlights out. We're going to go from your pregame routine all the way to the end of the game, because I want to take your reaction on if we won the game, how you handle that. If we lost the game, how you handle that, how you played throughout the whole thing. Now I'll send it to all of my connects. If y'all want to get real with it, then I want to see your behavior all the way through from pregame to the end of the game, and I'll send it to all my connects. Now, how many of y'all want me to do that?
Man, they ain't want no part.
No hands up.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No hands.
There ain't gonna be no hands up, because You didn't handle yourself accordingly. You should be always able to handle yourself to say, Coach, if I'm bringing a scout into the school, I ain't got to worry about you running through the halls and doing this and taking pictures and doing all that stuff. Right. That stuff come after that. And like I told, this is my message to all these cats, man. Since I've been able to do it, listen, you're going to have enough time to shine when you get done with the game, because the game is going to be done with you before you're done with the game.
Yes, it is.
You're going to have a lot of time to take all the selfies you want, to hit all the clubs you want, to dress as nice as you want to. You're going to have a lot of time to do that, because I played in the league for over a decade and still retired at 33. You know what I'm saying? So right now, if I wanted to go out and be an influencer and do all that stuff, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of them are doing it. A lot of professionals are doing it now, and they're getting monetary gain. But get to that level before you start doing it. You know what I'm saying? Get to that level. And I don't mind you doing a couple of pictures for your memories and all that stuff, but they be going overboard, man.
I just talked to them. I just had a conversation with some of the guys on the local team here. And was a senior, and he's getting recruited. And I'm like, I said, listen, man, you got a picture of a pistol as your main picture. I said, you are getting recruited. They see that. They're not coming into homes anymore. Oh, like that. I said, during COVID, they going right on your social media and looking at your stuff and see what you're talking about, what you listening to, who you advertising, what you advertising. They're not even going. They're going to skip over you. They're going to put an X on your name. I don't care how good you are.
No doubt. And I tell them that right now. There's NCAA hired a whole social media department just to analyze all the ESPN top 100, top 150, all that. They have a whole department that just looks at social media all day. And they could do that digital footprint to everything. That's why they're able to bring up texts and tweets that you did years and years ago, because they got people to just sit in there and do that all day. That's their job. They get paid to do that. One of the first things I do when I sign all my students up for Huddle, you got to change your email, because I'm not doing gang 54 187 homicide. I'm not doing that.
Right. Homicide at Gmail.
You know what I'm saying? Murder mook at, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. I make all of them change their email. This is what I'm putting into the computer. You don't want to change your email. I'm not doing, and I know all the little gang stuff that y'all got, all y'all little names and all that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Not if y'all want me to connect you.
Listen. Every Thursday, 8 p.m., Mike, it just dropped some serious knowledge on us. If you are a parent, especially on single parent moms, understand you trying to get your son and help your son and be there and push him to get scholarships and that kind of thing. Understand they watching him. When he out there running the streets, but he good in football, and then you wonder why he not getting a scholarship, because he got guns on his page. He got retarded stuff going on his page. He got every negative thing on his page, and then we don't take it serious enough. We think, oh, it's just social media. Yeah, but they watching social media, and your son could have had a scholarship to go to Alabama. Now he got to go get a GED. Like, this is the real thing. So single parent moms, understand this. Single parent families with both parents, understand it. That these people are watching your children and everything they post. Everything.
And so much too, they watch their families' social media stuff.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Bro,
everything.
Listen, man. I had a student, I had a player whose aunt was on there all day talking about the coach and how he did this and how he did that. They was like, oh, okay, that's duly noted too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's a certain responsibility you gotta have. Everybody wants, it should be for the promotion of the child. You know what I'm saying? Right. And everybody has to take a responsibility. Like when I talked about the village, your village got to be responsible. You know what I'm saying? Right. Your village got to be responsible. I know a young man that his draft status fell a little bit because the one of the aunts was on there talking about how bad the teams was, and he's better than this person and doing all that stuff. People are sensitive in them positions, man. You know what I'm saying? But why even say that though? You know what I'm saying? Why even say that? Too many people get caught up in emotions, and I mean, I've learned it now. Because if I'd have had social media when I was coming out, I'd have probably been
Part of the problem, part of our
problem
problem too, Mike, is that when we have single parent moms, they go into protection mode. And that certain protection mode is really hampering your son in the future. And like you said, our village around us, there has to be an unfiltered person who could say everything that needs to be said to this young man. So let's start getting out our feelings, let our egos get out the way, that kind of thing, so that there's some people like a Mike, like a Mark, like a Calvin Murphy, like a DJ that I know, like just a lot of men who can really give these young men some insight so that they not tripping and falling where we may have. That's the purpose of when the lights go out. So where I may have tripped and fell, where Mark may have tripped and fallen, where Mike may have fell, we can come back now and say, all right, fellas, this is where we tripped up. Don't do this. Right. If you're going to do it, granted, you your own man. If you're going to do it, I know the outcome from it, young fella. So let's be mindful of that as parents, as coaches, as teachers, as mentors. Let's make sure we're giving these young people the stuff that they need so they're not tripping and falling over something that we already had the answer to, but we didn't tell this person or we didn't think it was important enough. If you know it, share it, because eventually it's going to come up and this young person is going to need it. And they ain't gonna have the necessary tools because you didn't say it. And even if Mike say it today, Mark say it Tuesday, I say it Wednesday, he's getting it or she's getting it several times. So it always sinks in, man. So let's make sure we be in a village to whoever it is you're around.
Listen, man, there are a lot of good dudes out here, a lot of good coaches out here. Some of them got, different agendas. But there's a lot of coaches out here preaching that message, man. And we just got to be able to get broader. And this is what I'm saying about uniting people, man. Being able to go to different – see, it ain't like that no more. If I was playing right now, I probably wouldn't have got the love that I got. I probably couldn't have came into Homewood and walked around and did all those things. We got to get back to that, man. So if I see your son out on the street and he's doing something, when he see Mr. Mike, he ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm able to give him advice because you know that it's genuine and there's no hidden agenda behind it. Because sometimes people be like, oh, don't talk to him because he's trying to get you to do this or he's trying to get you to come play for him. When I coached at UPrep, I told every City League athlete, here goes my number, here goes my email, hit me up on the website. If you need help with something and I can help you, I'll help you out. I help kids that played for Homewood. I help kids that played for Alderdice. I didn't care. If you was a good kid and you genuinely wanted to do something, I'm helping you out. Wasn't none of that, I ain't helping you because you on the other team. I was coaching DBs up from the opposite team when they was playing against us because I knew that they had talent and I wanted to see them go. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do.
That W in the win column ain't doing nothing if them kids ain't going nowhere.
That's what you're supposed to do.
You know what I'm saying? Winning is winning. Winning is when you getting the most potential out of all these kids that are on the field. And that's 22 at a time, not just 11 on your side.
Right. But the thing is, Mike, this was going on too. And I tell him all the time, even with the youth football, we'll speak on this right now because, we spoke on youth football and how you came up and played and who you played against. But I've never heard my dad down talk Mike Logan. I never heard my dad down talk Drac or Charlie Batch. That boy good. You know what I mean?
Doubt.
Now today, all you see on Facebook is my son is this. Everybody's trying to live through their kids and not let these kids have fun. These kids aren't having fun because they're in competition with each other. Like I played against Cass and Mitchell football and Delrico played against Cass and football. We seen each other like, oh, that's my man. He's a beast, man. But now the parents are more competitive than the kids. They don't want him fighting.
And the parent was sad as hell.
And even if the parent wasn't sad, they just competing more. Like, why are y'all competing on Facebook? Yo, let these babies play because as they get older, the playing field changes.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I know some cats that was straight animals in midget ball. Got to high school and was straight trash. I played against some boys in high school that was animals. Played against in college, and I dug an eight. So it's just let these kids grow, man. And like you said, if you were growing, if we were coming up now, man, we'd probably be hating on because we were animals coming up.
No doubt.
We would have been hating on.
Definitely.
My parents.
My parents, because you too good. My dad hated you, Mike. Mike too good. My son can't play.
Hey, I already know, man. I hear sometimes too, man, when they talk about different kids, like, oh man, he shouldn't be playing on this level. He probably too old and everything. And I'm like, man, listen, do y'all know if these kids hear that, how damaging it is to them, man? You know what I'm saying? Let that kid be a motivator for your kid. Why wouldn't you get your kid to be closer to that kid so we can share some of that knowledge with him? You know what I'm saying? Don't hate on that kid because your kid ain't getting the most touches and all that stuff, and the coach don't like me and all that stuff. I'm like, come on, man. You know what I mean? I don't got time for that type of stuff, man, because I tell everybody, listen, I'm here to coach anybody that I can, and I'm coaching. My coaching starts off the field.
Right.
I tell them when I run camp, when I was over there in Lou said, listen, we might not even touch a football or a football field for the first couple of days because we got some life stuff that we're gonna talk about. And I was able to do life skills education up at UPrep in Obama for 4 years, where it started with the athletes. You know what I'm saying? I was bringing them in doing life skills, and then when Derek Hardy was the principal up there, he actually invited me into the school as an educator, and I was able to do life skills education for just kids in general in the school, man. And I think that goes a long way because it transitions to when you on the athletic field. You know what I mean? All the things that you learn and all the things that can happen to you, you know, because people think, again, like I was just telling y'all, bro, truth be told, the last couple of months, man, I've been battling real high anxiety. But I never really knew what it was because I didn't want to be stigmatized. I didn't want to be, you know, identified as somebody who had mental health issues. You know what I'm saying? But just because I'm like, this is me. I'm strong. I'm an athlete. You know what I mean? But I had to recognize that I'm going through this. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to sit there and fold up and not go on and press on? Or am I going to battle this and do something about it? And when I finally recognized that, you know, it's still not changing who I am, it's still, you know, everybody goes through this. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a human being like everybody else. And I got to be able to share these things when people are dealing with these type of things, because a lot of our athletes that's in high school, there's so many things going on around them that they can't have their full potential when they get on the field. You know what I'm saying? We had kids at UPrep who couldn't eat, wasn't eating. And we expected them to come through school, go through a whole school day, and then come out on the field and exert more energy that they don't even have. So you got to recognize there's some problems that you got to address before you can even get to the playing field. Amen. And we was able to address some of them problems, see that he had the proper nutrients and nourishment going on. And then it was a world of difference from his practice and his performance. Mm-hmm. But we would have never known that had we not gotten to the life skills education part of it and learned about him as an individual before we took advantage of his talents on the football field. And a lot of coaches do that. They just want to see what your kid can do on the field. There ain't no way I can do that. There's no way I can coach like that.
Listen, normally we ask our guests to give our people something to go on, but because you know what you just ended with, and really learning the people that you're entrusted to be around outside of what you're doing with them. So, you know, everybody sees the company, and Mike just kind of reiterate what I kind of do. And I just use sports and all the mantras and all the lessons that we've learned in sports, and I apply it to life.
Right.
I've had some great teachers of football, but men in my life who've given me a lot of lessons and game that I just want to pass on. So that learning the person you're with, building a rapport and a relationship, because I remember teaching and I'm in Philly, and some of these kids going through it.
Right.
Even before school starts. I had a kid say, well, Mr. Fletcher, I'm deciding whether I'm going to pick up my book or pick up my gun to come to school. So if you don't know that, and you telling this kid opening page 212, and then you wonder why you get nothing from a kid or leave me the F alone, I don't feel like it. if you don't go above and beyond being a teacher, you'll never understand this child. So Mike saying that just to learn the kid outside of the sport, man. When you coaching, you way more than just a coach. And there was a saying they used to say you got to wear many hats.
Right.
You know, so when you coaching, you definitely more than just a coach. You're a teacher, professor, doctor, lawyer, cook, chef,
everything.
Right. Coaching come with high responsibility, man.
Yes,
High
sir.
responsibility and high accountability, because you got to also live it too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, I got to be mindful of the things I'm doing. You know what I mean? The way I carry myself. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it can't be just an act. You know what I mean? It got to be authentic. It got to be genuine. And like I tell, you know, a lot of the students, I said, man, I made a lot of mistakes. You know, I still make a lot of mistakes. You know what I mean? But I'm learning how to live in perspective. You know what I mean? I'm learning how to live, and I'm still learning. To this day, I ain't going to ever stop learning. I tell a kid, you can never stop learning. You know what I'm saying? All of my students, they be like, well, coach, I got an A in that class, or I know the playbook. It don't matter. If you know the playbook front and back, give me some variations off the plays that we're doing right now so we can build upon that. Don't ever stop learning.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Stop. Keep evolving.
I'm always making them turn they wheels in their mind and in their body and everything. I'm like, don't ever let the wheel stop churning. Now get your proper rest, do that, but don't let the wheel stop churning. You can never stop learning. That's the one thing that you can always do. You can always learn something. So when no kid can tell me I can't.
Yeah.
No kid can tell me that no, you can do whatever you want to do. You can always learn. So they say, well, coach, you did it at the highest level. What else is there for you to do? Listen, I got to develop the next Super Bowl champion. You know what I'm saying? If I have an opportunity, I see somebody with that potential, it's my responsibility to bring that out of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I did it. Why shouldn't I regurgitate that and have their talents and abilities come out so they can be the next one? But there's a lot of people with that mindset. They don't want people to be the next one because they want the attention on them. You know what I'm saying? There's enough attention is wide, man. Everybody can get attention. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you know Mike was good, because take that to football, and your teammates will say, you know, they'll touch it. I don't matter. I'm gonna get my shine. We can all shine.
Bro, listen, like you said, my shine came out in Canton, Ohio, on a Hall of Fame stage. I ain't touched the football field in 15, 20 years.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Mike, man.
Look at that. Come on, man. That's full circle, man.
One of the baddest dudes that ever did it said your name.
I mean, truth. And it wasn't, I got mentioned on the stage with him getting his honor. You know what I'm saying?
That's big.
That lets you know how good Troy, but that lets you know how good Troy is. Because Mike's a god to us.
Hey.
Troy mentioned Mike.
Listen, and the thing that's crazy, man, is I seen the potential in that dude from the first day he got there. And it was before we even got on the field. It was just the way he was speaking about preparing himself. It was beyond the scope of my mind, because at that point, all I was thinking about was getting my knee back together. All of my stuff was physical and in the playbook, you know what I'm saying? And this dude talked about the way he was preparing his body, the way he was preparing his mind, the way he was preparing his spirit before he even got a helmet. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you listening to somebody talking about their preparation, and this dude ain't mentioned an X or an O in the playbook at all. So I was thoroughly impressed by that dude from the moment he even signed his contract and came into
next time you talk to Troy, tell him the fans in Pittsburgh definitely on our side, Logan, the Valley. Man, we appreciate Troy, man, because we got a lot of smiles to a lot of people in Pittsburgh, man.
And then, bro, people don't even know some of the charity stuff that this dude was doing, man. Like behind the scenes, through his foundation, through him and his wife doing stuff, man. I mean, he was never one to say, like, I need to be thanked for doing something, bro. He just do it, man. I mean, I seen him, you know, take my kids and go up there and be playing ball with them and stuff, and they didn't even recognize who he was at the time, you know what I mean? But he was just doing it. And then when people try to come and bring the attention to it, he's like, I don't even need that. You know what I'm saying?
I seen what he did with Evan Frazier at the Hill House, man.
Bro,
listen, I was working up at the Hill House. We were renting some space out of the Hill House, and I seen Troy walk through the hallway, and I'm like, man, hold on, man, is that Troy? And yeah, that's Troy. That's him and his wife. He just donated to the Hill House Association to Evan Frazier. I talked to Mr. Frazier.
Yeah. And
Mr. Frazier told me he does it. He did it multiple times.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
I mean, shout out to Mr. Frazier as well.
Yeah, no doubt. That's my man.
Listen, Mike. You know, normally we go between 9 and 9:15, but before we wrap it up, first of all, on camera, I want everybody to hear us say that, man. We appreciate you. We thank you so much. You dropped so many gems, man, from the bottom of our heart, man. You know, we reached out to a lot of people, and we got a nice little schedule lined up. And I've been banging on Mark, man, make it happen ASAP, man. But
he was doing it.
Yeah, I know my bro. I know he's doing it, man.
Listen, and he did it in a way that it was so polite. You know what I'm saying? Because you know he a hard dude, but he's so polite, man. That dude's respectful. You know what I'm saying? He got a heart. I'm putting it out there. He got a heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he do, man.
He always treated me like a big brother, man. He always treated me like family. And at the time, I couldn't even admit that I was going through anxiety. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, man, I was just trying to deal with it and grasp what it was. And I kept saying, bro, I'm going to get on with you. I'm going to jump on with you. And then when you hit me, and truth be told, man, this brightened my day. So yesterday was my ninth wedding anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
You know, so I was trying to trying to sneak and text you back so my wife wouldn't be on me while I was at dinner. I mean, eating, you know what I'm saying? But then today was actually it's my Ray's 13th death anniversary, man. Yeah. So she's been gone for 13 years, and I'd be emotional on this day. I'd be emotionally spent on this day. And earlier, man, I almost, you know, went back and started getting sad about it. And then I was thinking about doing this interview today, and I was like, I need the energy from that. So I spoke to my Rays like, yo, give me the energy, you know, be with me in this moment. And she's here, man. So a part of Linda Logan's spirit is here speaking with y'all right now, man. So
proud of you, brother.
This has been therapeutic for me to be able to speak with my brothers, man, and just put some things out there in the atmosphere. So Linda Logan's representing, man. I appreciate y'all brothers, man.
She's definitely proud of you, man. And you know, I know how that feeling is, man. You know what's crazy is my mom's death anniversary is August 31st.
Oh wow.
And it'll be 19 years. So, you know, from people that's out there, you know, me and Mike, you know, going through it, it'll never get better. You just get stronger. And the best thing I can tell y'all is cry, man. When you just
let them go, man. Be moved to emotions, man. I'll never forget the Jimmy V speech, man. He said, you got to be moved to emotions each day, man. I try to find something every day that's going to get me to that point, man, because like I said about love, man, you should love something every day that you're so grateful that you have it in your life, that you can cry over it, you can laugh over it, and you can think over it. You know what I'm saying? And I do that with each one of my children and my wife. I think about her every day. I laugh about her every day. I cry about her every day. You know what I'm saying? And I do that with each one of my children. I mean, it could be a joyous moment. It could be a accomplishment. It could be a failure. It could be whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I think about them all in that realm, man, and it makes me get through the next day. It makes me get through the next day and make me want to get up for the next day and get out my bed and say, you know, I want to do something. I want to represent myself in a way that my family's proud, my wife is proud, my son is proud, my dad is proud. You know what I'm saying? My nieces and nephews is proud. My boys is proud. I mean, that's the way I'm living now. I mean, we got to be honest, man. We probably lived more of our life than we got left. So we got to take advantage, and we got to spread the knowledge and wealth that we had, and we got to keep on learning so we can keep on going, man, because our legacy that we leave is going to surpass, you want it to surpass generations and generations and generations, man. And I think that's, you know, what we're set out to do, man. I think that's our purpose.
Listen, salute to your wife, to your mom, because she definitely was here.
No doubt.
What you always say, I always tell the viewers on here, this is my This is my therapy sessions every Thursday. I just invite a large amount of people to come watch me have a therapy session.
That's what's up. That's what it is, bro.
Because we all go through it. The anxiety, the depression, like when football was snatched away from me, Mike, that was so real. I didn't know which way to turn. And now, creating this platform called When the Lights Go Out, trying to talk to young people and people on how to deal with things when they come to an end and how to be prepared before they do come to an end. I don't know what happened to Brother Mike, but this show is.
I'm here. I'm trying to talk to the audience and everything, man. I'm trying to chat. I'm trying to do it all, man. So I'm here. I hear you. I hear you.
We all go through some things, man. So people out there, if you're going through it, man, make sure your village is strong. Make sure you reach out. Make sure you talk to some people.
Yeah.
Because we don't have to do it alone. A lot of us think we do, but reach out to somebody who might not be your family.
Right.
Reach out to somebody who you trust, who you love, and really try to get a real perspective on what you're going through. And like Mike said, recognize it, because when you recognize it, now we can do something about it.
Hey, listen, man. I'm gonna tell you one thing I do every day. I text a black man that I love him every day. Every day, man. I mean, and not just black men, white men, whatever. But I text a man every day, man. Whether it's a young man, a young kid, an older person, I just text them. I love them, man. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of black men don't hear that.
Don't ever
hear
that.
You know what I'm saying? And it's good. It's a good feeling when you know that somebody's thinking about you enough to send you a text or a message just to say I love you, man. So
that's how I do my practices.
Man, let's everybody do that, man. Just text a brother. I mean, truthfully, it could be anybody, man. You know what I'm saying? But just text. I think black men, we need to do that, man. We need to feel love, because sometimes we just, even though we got people in our lives that we think love us, it's good to hear it sometimes. It's good to read it sometimes, man. So we can all do that, man. Just think about how many messages of love and how many people we can touch with that.
So everybody out there, man, and we're gonna do it for the ladies next week, man. But this week, find you a good brother, man, out there that just tell them you love them, man. Even the ladies, man. Find somebody to just tell them you love them today, because it's super important. Y'all know the fellas love to hear from the ladies, man, that we are loved. Because listen, the reality is, when we open our front door and go out into the world is banging on us.
No doubt.
So come back home and open that front door. It's good to really know and see and hear that the people around you love you. So that's dope. Listen, Mr. Burke, Big Hurdo, Big Damar, and everybody checking in. We appreciate y'all. Before we go, Mike, I got a 30-second question for you. You played against Woody Hyde back in the day. Give me 2 or 3 names who was studs for Woody Hyde when you were playing, because everybody on our side be lying, Mike.
No doubt.
Lying.
No doubt. I got
you on board right now. Give me a few names of somebody that you had to prepare for when you was playing.
GT, Gerald Thompson.
Gerald Thompson.
Gerald Thompson was a beast, bro. We was in the room worried, man. We had a game against them. They was ranked 8th in the state. We was ranked 9th in the state. And they had to come over to the port, and we put it on them that day. But I ain't gonna lie, we was preparing for GT like it was gonna be a hell of a day. You know what I'm saying? We was able to bottle him up. I guess our game plan was a little tight right there. But they had Mike Acey. Mike Acey was the dog.
Salute to Mike.
You know what I'm saying? Dave Harris.
Salute to Dave Harris.
So I mean, and I want to give a shout out to Coach Novak, man. Listen. I'm gonna be honest. He was one of the coaches who was on the other side and said, "Listen, you got enough talent to go to the next level," and I recognize that. And if you need some assistance, I know you won't with Coach Smith, but he said I would never say anything bad about you, man. I'll never forget that.
That's funny you said that, because Coach did that for a few other people as well. Some people that went to Penn Hills. I ain't gonna shout anybody's name out, but I know a few people that Coach Novak did that for, man. And a lot of times, balancing that dynamic at Woodland Hills had to be incredibly hard.
Right.
There's a lot of brothers and friends of mine who didn't like the way things went down with them,
Right.
Obviously. But then there's a lot of people even outside of the school who like, man, that man reached out. He talked to college coaches
Right.
for, you know, and so salute to Nove, man, for what he's done and helping people out.
Right.
Listen,
Vic Strader.
Listen, Vic is checking in. That's my guy, man. Vic was Vic, listen, he was. I got the chance to play with Vic at the Big 33, and you watch him throughout his career. Man, Vic was a beast.
Oh, that's
he was the smallest, toughest dude he was a monster, man. Well, listen, Mike, man, we appreciate you, man. Everybody, every Thursday, 8 p.m., when the lights go out, we got the legend Mike Logan in the building. We were blessed enough to have him chop it up with us. We appreciate you so much. Again, if you got any questions, Mike, if you got any friends who want to help out the community, man,
no doubt.
Let's talk behind the scenes because I'm doing some work in Rankin, bro, and I need all the help I can get, man.
Well, listen, I'm do some group violence intervention with Lee Davis. You know, he the man. So tell him just to link up with us, man. We got a program on the Hill District through the Center that Cares with Reverend Grayson, where we do community outreach. I'm
going to reach out.
No doubt. You got my info, man.
Yeah, I got your info, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Hit me up anytime. I'll check back in on the show. I might be tuned in next week, throwing some questions out there. We might have to have a Mike Lowe, question.
Yeah, little segment, man. Hey, might have to come ask Mike Lowe, man. That's what I'm talking about.
We might have the questions. So,
hey,
you know what I mean?
Mike, don't say that to Fletcher, man. I'll have you on here next week, man. 8:15 to 8:30. Ask Mike Lowe.
My man. Hey, listen.
Love
if
you,
I got the time, I'm there, man. No doubt. Seriously, man.
Listen,
man.
We're gonna do some things together, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely be in touch with you. I appreciate you, Mike, man. Love everybody. Thanks for commenting. Until next week, man. We'll see you next week. We love you.
Love.
You're more than a ball player.
Let's go. The lights go out. Are you ready? Grab the wheel, keep it steady. When the lights go out, are you ready? Grab the wheel, it gets heavy. When the lights go out, are you ready? Grab the wheel, keep it steady. When the lights go out, are you ready? Grab the wheel, keep it steady.